Right now it's 6, bracing for a blast of winter weather, what drivers could be dealing with.
Plus, the drone drama grows, where people are now seeing those mysterious objects.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Let's head straight outside. A live look outside our downtown studio in La Crosse. First Warn Weather Team is tracking a system that could drop some dangerous conditions over the area for the weekend.
Now let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart. And Greg, we could see some freezing rain tomorrow.
Yeah, we kind of escaped a lot of this last winter. We never really had a system that brought a mixed bag of precipitation, as we called it in the older days, of when we usually had these at least once or twice a winter. And this is really our first one, so it won't be a significant amount of ice or snow with it, but it doesn't take much with the roads around here to give you that condition, especially how cold it's been recently. So we do have the alert day through tomorrow evening has just traveled to all those conditions, and it could vary depending on location, timing, and elevation too around here too. What goes on overall, that the good news is we're not dealing with those temperatures anymore. That's the last we'll see probably those for a long time, but it was 16 below at Black River Falls. Unfortunately, when you see this change of air mass, that means you have precipitation to come with it, and that's a system to the south. That warm air is going to start rising and lifting northward. We're starting to see some precipitation in western Iowa, but we still got another 12 to 15 hours before we see any of it really here. So this evening there's no really problems to speak of. We're actually going to stay fairly steady, but notice the temps starting to come up. That's going to be the kind of theme as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours. Is temperatures actually going to start rise, and overall, if you kind of look at that, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be all the way back into the 20s, which we haven't seen in quite a while. So there is some positive with this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of negative, and we'll time out all the travel impacts we might see a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you, Greg. And as Greg mentioned, I'm sure many people have some weekend travel plans that they want to take advantage of this weekend, but is it feasible? And what are La Crosse officials advising anyone who might indeed be hitting the roads? Our own Grace Muck is live in the field with the latest tonight. Grace.
Ken and Emily, drivers can expect road conditions to become dangerous tonight as the winter weather moves in. Tonight, a mix of sleet, snow, and freezing rain will move into western Wisconsin. Roads will be slick, so drivers should plan ahead and take their time. If you're in an accident, you should stay in your vehicle until help arrives. One sergeant says drivers should make sure they can be seen by oncoming traffic to avoid being hit.
Stay in their vehicle, make sure you have all your lights on so you're visible, your hazards on. And if it's at nighttime, have your dome light on. I guess make it as bright as possible if it happens at night.
Patterson says the best thing you can do is stay home. Tonight's conditions will continue into the morning, so drivers should be sure to plan ahead. Ken and Emily.
All right, thank you, Grace.
The Minnesota man arrested in connection to a 50-year-old murder in Dunn County has pleaded not guilty. 84-year-old John Miller is bound over for trial. He is accused of killing Mary Kay Shaleas in the township of Spring Brook back in 1974. Investigators believe that she was hitchhiking from Minneapolis to Chicago at the time of the incident. Miller will be back in court later this month for a status conference. 2 men are in custody after a Toma stabbing incident yesterday. Officers responded to Toma Health for a patient with stab wounds. The victim was involved in a fight in the parking lot of North Glendale Avenue. Now, investigators have identified 2 Toma men, 18-year-old Leo Pugrum and 24-year-old Duval Yigan, as suspects. Official charges have not yet been filed in court. Pugrum was arrested for attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Yigan, meanwhile, on battery and disorderly conduct.
Crews in Dunn County responded to a car versus train crash. The crash happened yesterday at the rail crossing just after 3 p.m. Investigators say the driver of an SUV didn't yield the right-of-way at the stop sign, and the train collided with the passenger side of the car. The driver was airlifted to the hospital along with 2 other juveniles. The crash is still under investigation.
A Wisconsin lawmaker says a Wisconsin DOT project needs fixing. Otherwise, it could cause significant harm to the city of Trempealeau. WisDOT is currently in the design phase to replace the Tank Creek Bridge between Holmen and Trempealeau. Construction likely wouldn't start for several years, but the proposal includes closing a significant stretch of Highway 35. Residents say that would damage Trempealeau businesses and increase EMS response times. So State Representative Steve Doyle is asking WisDOT now to consider an alternative. He says WisDOT should build temporary bypass structures at the bridge instead of closing that whole stretch. He says the plan plan as is creates a 25-minute delay for ambulances to get someone to the nearest hospital. Residents can also reach out to WISDOT's project manager about this. We have that contact information on our website.
A local event is spreading holiday cheer by supporting children in the community. 4 businesses, including Hoff Funeral and Fifth Street Liquor, hosted Stuff the Trailer to support Winona's Little Warriors Drumline and families from the East End Recreation Center. Little Warriors offers free drumming and teamwork lessons for children. Organizers are requesting donations of coloring books, cooking sets, bubbles, and household items like paper towels.
It's amazing to me, you know, because we cater to low-income kids. You know, what normally, you know, these kids wouldn't, they'd probably be in the streets, you know, just doing all kind of crazy stuff, but we gave them an outlet, and then they took it and they ran with it.
If you'd like to donate, you can stop by Fifth Street Liquor until 10 p.m.
Veterans and active duty military members are being honored this holiday season. Wreaths Across America is a nonprofit that places wreaths on the graves of veterans and active duty military members. Earlier today, WAA was at the Trempealeau Public Cemetery with over 1,400 wreaths. Nationwide, the organization puts out more than 4 million wreaths across 3,100 cemeteries.
We want to recognize the efforts of the soldiers after they pass by putting a wreath on their grave. I think it shows respect for what they've done, and also it's a learning process. There's a lot of history in here. There's a lot of Civil War veterans, World War I veterans, World War II, and on and on. But I think it's important that we do that.
Tomorrow is officially the National Wreaths Across America Day.
UW-La Crosse's food pantry needs some help this holiday season. The university has a pantry on the 2nd floor of the Student Union. It's available for all students on campus, and they're taking donations. They accept all non-perishable food items like peanut butter and jelly and other easy items to make. Organizers say it's also easy to donate.
The public can donate food. We have a bin right at the front of the Cove on the 2nd floor of the Student Union that people can donate to, or online through the UWL Foundation. We have an account through them that people can donate monetarily so that we can go directly to grocery stores and keep the pantry stocked with what we need.
The pantry currently needs gluten-free items, soups, canned meat, laundry detergent, and hygiene products. Those interested in donating can drop food off from 7 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hospitalized overseas.
We'll have the latest on her condition and the trip ahead. Stay with us.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. US Cellular.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
If your home is looking drab, trade it in.
Trade it in!
The furniture's old and yucky, trade it in.
Trade it in!
If you're seeking a solution, then King's your resolution. If you're tired of your look, then trade it in.
Trade it in!
At King's Trade In Sale, trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments at the King Furniture Trade In Sale.
Trade it in!
Increase increasing reports of drone sightings in New Jersey, and now New York and Pennsylvania have some residents rattled.
And now lawmakers are calling for action. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more.
They say it's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is a topic of conversation and concern.
What the heck is going on?
Increasingly, more reports of drone sightings over the East Coast, and most recently Staten Island, New York. Elected officials pointed the finger at the federal government.
I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are.
For weeks, residents in New Jersey have seen the mysterious objects overhead.
We saw blinking, like lots of blinking things up in the sky to the south, right over the ocean.
Thursday, National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby said the government has not been able to corroborate any of the reported sightings and said there's no evidence they pose a security risk.
Many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
But Friday, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy wrote a letter to President Biden expressing concern and asking for federal resources to figure out what's going on. And the senators from New York and New Jersey signed a joint letter to the FBI, FAA, and Department of Homeland Security.
If you don't know whose it is and who's flying it, you have to take it down.
Now, residents in Indiana are seeing them, and Connecticut, too.
This is like the 5th I've seen.
Friday, first responders in New Jersey headed out in daylight to investigate a possible downed drone, but left the scene without recovering anything. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A new poll has good news for President-elect Donald Trump. According to CNN, 55% of Americans approve of how he's handling the presidential transition so far. And almost 7 in 10 Americans think Trump will be able to bring change to the country. But only 48% believe it'll be change for the better.
Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is hospitalized overseas in Germany. She suffered an injury while traveling with a congressional delegation in Luxembourg. Pelosi's spokesman says the 84-year-old Democrat is receiving excellent treatment from doctors. The bipartisan delegation was set to travel to Belgium and Luxembourg to mark the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge.
Bad news at the grocery store. Prices are up again. Groceries increased 0.5% in November. The big story is eggs. A dozen large grade A went up to $3.65. In October, it was $3.37. And frozen juices and drinks are 17% higher than a year ago.
That just reminded me, more news ahead.
But first,
we've got the alert day conditions in for that. Could be some slick, treacherous roads out there for tomorrow. We'll time out when we might expect the precipitation, how much we might get, and when it actually might end. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sue Colby's experience, the gift your special someone is really hoping for, and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColby's.com or pick them up at Sue Colby's Salon and Day Spa, because she deserves the very best.
The holidays, and Chevy Silverado, and off-road adventure, and towing with confidence, and tech you can count on. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet. Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Now is the perfect time to save at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll find store-wide sale prices and we'll pay the sales tax. Drury's makes it easier than ever to furnish your home with top-quality name-brand furniture. And right now, you'll save with store-wide sale prices and we'll even pay your sales tax. Don't miss this incredible offer. Store-wide sale prices and we pay the sales tax. It's only happening for a short time at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
Beware of getting mortgage information and mortgage rates online. I get a lot of home buyers that get their mortgage information online or get a pre-approval letter from a computer. I can tell you that talking to someone with over 30 years of experience, that everyone's situation is different, and sticking to a lender that has my experience is important to your financial future.
Firefighters Credit Union.
A grand piano is more than just an instrument. It's a statement of elegance and a source of endless inspiration. Its rich full tone can fill any room with warmth and beauty, and when you invest in a grand piano from Lighthold Music, you're enriching your life and the lives of those around you. Let their expert team guide you through the selection process and fine-tune your life with the perfect grand.
A lifetime of pleasure, satisfaction, and fun.
Everybody has an instrument. Yours is at Lighthold Music.
Lighthold Music.
Yeah, we definitely got the wintry mix that'll be coming into play here. We haven't seen a lot of this for even last winter. We were fairly clear of having some of these type of systems, but this is really the first one we've had. But we will get some of these. The good news is not a lot of precipitation through this event, but any amount will cause some issues with roads, especially when you're talking about freezing rain or sleet. Snow could be also a picture too. All areas will see it. The greatest ice threat, or see the highest confidence where you'll see accumulation, is probably southwest of I-90. And I'll show you that in a second. But this will go through Saturday evening, potentially through midnight. But I think most of tonight through Friday morning is going to be okay. I think in the morning, if you kind of just give a general picture of what we think will happen, and this will change. We'll start with some flurries or light snow eventually for some of the areas pushing west. That'll quickly change over to some freezing rain, freezing drizzle, or even sleet. And that'll be probably the predominant precipitation type we'll see for a good chunk of the day, although it may mix occasionally with some snow or even turn to a little bit of rain depending on location and elevation. By the time we get to the evening hour, I think the precipitation will kind of back off a little bit, but then we're going to see probably some drizzle, some flurries, maybe even freezing drizzle that'll continue late in the evening through about midnight. Won't amount to much of amounts, but I think that'll continue. And then we'll have to keep an eye with all this moisture and temperature staying at or above freezing. We could be dealing with some fog going into Sunday morning too, or overnight Saturday evening too. Temperatures, that is air temperature. Doesn't mean if we're above freezing that the road surfaces may be below. So sheltered roads, roads less traveled, that could be a concern through the evening. Even if the air temperature is, say, 34 or 35, you still could see some freezing precipitation on those surfaces, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, too. If we kind of time it out, give you a general idea what's going on. The pink basically is sleet or freezing rain. Blue is actually the light snow. You see initially it'll start kind of creeping towards the area towards the southwest, and areas to the east of I-94 may not see any type of precipitation until we get to late morning or closer to noon. A lot of this will stay to the southwest La Crosse too, but we'll see light activity throughout the morning. We might even see a little bit of a break through the afternoon once we get past noon, but then I think we may see a refocus of this stuff expand towards the late afternoon, and this is when it becomes more just light drizzle, flurries, light freezing rain throughout the evening. Notice the temperatures right around freezing, so depending on just give or take a couple degrees here and there could change your precipitation type for many of these. But you see that area continue through the evening hour. And then by the time we get to 10, 11, even midnight, a lot of this begins to lift to the northeast. But we still could see some of that drizzle or flurries or freezing drizzle continue to about midnight. Ice amounts, really the biggest is going to be to the southwest towards Decorah and those areas. All the areas may see up to about a tenth potentially. In some areas to the southwest could be 2 to 3 tenths. So that's kind of where the more significant ice is. But all this blue shaded area is generally going to see about a tenth of an inch of ice potentially. Now, if all this turns out to be more snow than ice, there is some potential we could see maybe 2 to 4 inches in some of these isolated areas. But I don't think that'll happen. I think we're going to see more on 1 to 2 of a combination of snow and sleet together. So I don't think we'll see that, but there's a possibility the warm air may stay to the south and we may get all snow, but it is a low possibility. There's all your alerts right now. They start later tonight and go to about midnight. To the south, that purple, that's the ice storm warning that they have a significant ice. Now, good news is Sunday, we're looking dry and actually mild, cloudy, but we'll be close to 40 in many areas. So that's a positive news on that. So we kind of time out, look at this. There's your wintry mix. We have temperatures in the afternoon by freezing, so that could help some roads Saturday evening. 1 to 4 inches, but I think a lot of areas will stay closer to that 1 mark, and that could be snow and sleet combination. Once we get past Sunday, we have a little bit of a rain chance Monday, and then we drop those temperatures back into the 20s, maybe even teens later towards next weekend. So we're just going to have a busy Saturday. If you can hold off travel plans, better to hold it off to Sunday, and then we'll have better conditions then.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Packers will be without their top corner once again, but there is some good news on the injury report, plus a major trade involving the Brewers earlier today. Find out who is on their way out and who's coming to Milwaukee. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
It's so cold.
I guess I should have called G&T Heating before the furnace went bad. Quite silly, really, with all the things that can go bad with a furnace. Plug vent, rust buildup, dirty flame sensor, the filter. Should have called G&T sooner.
My fingers are freezing. They're numb.
Oh, take my extra pair of gloves.
Extra gloves?
Now you see it, now you don't.
Carl's year-end clearance sale is going on right now. Save up to 55% on open box and one-of-a-kind appliances. Save up to 70% on one-of-a-kind mattresses and floor displays. Save up to 40% on clearance TVs and soundbars. Plus, we have a year-end blowout on grills and accessories.
So hurry in for best selection.
Carl's year-end clearance sale.
Carl's, your servicing dealer since 1956.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, some important news in the world of Major League Baseball today. The Brewers have traded away one of their most reliable bullpen arms the organization has ever had. Devin Williams is headed to the Bronx. Milwaukee and the Yankees agreeing upon a trade to send the Airbender to New York in exchange for starting pitcher Nestor Cortez and infielder prospect Caleb Durbin, as well as cash. Now, Williams had quite the run with the Brewers, winning the Rookie of the Year award in 2020. He was a two-time All-Star, two-time Reliever of the Year winner, and logged 375 strikeouts and 68 saves in his time in Milwaukee. Nestor Cortez was an All-Star back in 2022, and this past year he made 30 starts with a 3.77 ERA and 162 strikeouts. He'll most likely join the Crew's starting rotation, and Durbin is a utility man that primarily mans the infield and strikes out very little, and also set a record for most steals in an Arizona Fall League season. Some injury news for the Packers as they get ready for their Seahawks game on Sunday night. Jair Alexander is out. Javon Bullard and Luke Musgrave are out as well. Meanwhile, Romeo Doubs, Edgerrin Cooper, and Evan Williams all practicing for the third straight day and are likely to play. Now, Seattle is listing Kenneth Walker, the running back, as doubtful. The Badger volleyball team continuing their run in the NCAA tournament just a little bit ago against Texas A&M. This one's still in the first set with the score 15-14 at last check. Now, the winner of this one will play either the 5-seed Dayton or 1-seed Nebraska on Sunday at 2. We'll have highlights from this one later at 10. And now for the News 8 Play of the Week winner, drum roll please. It is Brendan Chenault. Over 68% of the vote in this one. The sophomore showing off the bunnies in Anna's win over Winona. The Hilltoppers playing well to start the season at 4-0, and that offense is fun to watch because they can do things like this right here. Congratulations to Brendan for the Play of the Week. Great play. Worthy winner,
Clear
I think, guys.
winner.
Definitely.
Clear winner of that lineup, yes.
Yes, but the Badgers playing Emily's A&M Aggies. She likes Aggies a little bit.
That.
So.
My brother went there.
There you go.
I grew up going to a lot of games, so yeah, gig 'em.
Yeah, it'd be a tough game if they, if whichever team can win against, maybe play Nebraska.
Yeah, going up against Nebraska. Because that's more like a national championship vibe. So I mean, that's essentially the quarterfinal matchup, which is unfortunate. But Badgers didn't look so good against Nebraska last time they played them.
They want some revenge, I'm sure. And Devin Williams, sad to see you go, but thanks for your time. Hopefully.
He had a changeup that was literally so good. The internet gave it a name, the Airbender.
Oh, the Airbender, nice.
He's a famous pitcher, man.
Now we get Nestor Cortez.
We do. The leg kick.
The leg kick.
Thanks, Jacob.
Thanks, guys.
All right, more news right after this.
Happy holidays. and the best to you this season. From all of us at News 8 Now.
Hurry into Shopko Optical before your vision benefits expire. Our professional team will walk you through your options, and together, we will maximize your benefits on exams, frames, contact lenses, and more. Your personalized eye care awaits. Visit Shopko Optical today.
Oh, amazing. Merry Christmas. It's in you.
Love to give you a little reward.
This is reward enough.
I missed you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale, and we're spreading holiday cheer with unbeatable deals on festive favorites and unique gifts for all the originals on your list. Like $50 off this DeWalt battery combo pack. For the trendsetters, all men's work and sport and women's CGCG apparel, 30% off. For the kids, save 20% on assorted remote control vehicles and drones. Plus, now through Saturday, Blaine's Rewards members get a free $10 Farm and Fleet gift card for every $100 purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Your eyewear should be as individual as you. With Shopko Optical's extensive selection of frames and lenses, our optometrist will learn about you and help you customize the right choice for your lifestyle. Visit Shopko Optical and find your new signature style today.
All right, give you an idea, kind of a refresh of the travel impacts, what we're expecting, and that sleet, freezing rain will continue. It could change back to some snow or rain, but I think that'll be the threat going through. It continues in the evening, although it'll probably be more flurries, drizzle, even freezing drizzle throughout the night and some fog. So whole bag of things going on too, so definitely pay attention to the forecast and road conditions for Saturday if you're out and about. Better yet, probably stay in and just wait till Sunday when conditions are better and 40 degrees. Rain chance Monday. Next week we kind of go back to the 20s later in the week, even colder too. So
plans canceled. Stay home.
Yeah, if you can, you're better off doing it.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Greg, and thank you all for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.